for our session number 4, number 4. Let's call on Kuya JC Jose Cabuslay.
Yo, yo, yo. Do you hear me? Very good, very good. So I think I can hold it. I only have 6 minutes, right, to talk. We'll end at 10, right? So let's get started right away. So our topic for today is a little bit very technical. So I hope that you still have enough bandwidth to take this. Okay, let me share my screen. All right. Hold on, because this is what I'm going to show you. How to share your screen, how to mute people when you don't want them to talk. No, just kidding. All right, do you see my screen?
Zoom.
Yeah. Perfect. So again, our topic for today is the how to use Zoom, or let's just say stick with the basics for now, right? And our agenda is how to schedule a meeting, Zoom view options. You might be wondering why you see people that have pictures when their video is off, right? And then sometimes you see just a full screen, but some other folks I see a gallery of pictures. And the way I'm sharing right now is I'm just sharing a portion of the screen so I can mute whoever is talking. So, and then I'm gonna show how to set up your audio. If you use your internal microphone, or you're using something fancy like an interface or a mixer or whatever that you have at home, or how to set up your video, how you can put some filters, how you can put background if you don't want to show what's on your back, and how to share contents like your PowerPoint, videos, how to share the sound coming from the YouTube that you're playing on your computer, and some also tools about breakout chats and pools and other stuff that we want to know. But again, just ping me if I need to slow down, or I need to move faster if we are running out of time, so I'll be aware. So let's get started, right? So again, you're seeing my screen right now. Right now I'm using 2 computers just to show you my setup. So if you see, this is me, and these are the computers that I'm using right now. And what I tried here is I built, or I had another meeting going on this laptop. It's not connected to our meeting right now. And I just want to show you how you set up your views and your screen. So in this view, you can set it like side by side with the speaker, right? Or side by side with all the participants, right? Or you can also increase or decrease the size of the screen that's being shared. Or you want to see the people in the meeting, you can increase the gallery so you can have a better view of the participants. So these are the basics, but sometimes we forget and sometimes we get lost, because when somebody shared, oh, the people in the picture is gone. So where is me? Those kind of question. So, and then we go to, this is just the view. So I skip on how to set it up, right? How do you set up a meeting? So when you schedule a meeting, so for example, let's take this one, right? So you put the topic, you put the date, and then if this is a recurring, and the number one that most people forgot to put or is in the advanced options, right? if you set up a meeting that you want to share, that anybody can log in anytime, even though the host did not join yet, you need to check this, allow participants to join anytime. Otherwise, if this is not checked, all the participants won't be able to join until the host will join. Okay, so this is very important. But again, this is very important to uncheck if the meeting is very secured, or you want your meeting to be like only the people that are registered will join or can log in. So that's one way to set up your meeting. Okay, so you save that and then you send that to the people whom you invite to attend the meeting, right? So that's how you set it up. Again, if we go back to our agenda, so that we cover already the Zoom view options, just like what I showed earlier. You can show a gallery, you can adjust the size of the screen that's being shared, or you can increase the size of the gallery of the videos that so you can see the participants, right? And now the next one is how to set up your audio or your microphone or your speakers. So let's go back again to the Zoom. So for example, this is our meeting, right? So let me just expand this. So this is our meeting, and here again, I want to emphasize about muting and unmuting ourselves. If we are not talking, we need to mute ourselves, right? And then if we want to talk, that's the time we need to unmute. So that's very important, especially when we are doing our worship, right? When we're doing or when we're playing a music from our laptop and sharing that to our household members, if the members are unmuted, you will hear like choppy sounds, right? You might have experienced that already. So what I advise to our household leaders is, since they don't have the capability to mute or unmute the members, is just give an advance notice to the members that, okay, when we start the worship, we will all mute ourselves, but let's pretend that we are together and just dance and sing, right? Even though other people doesn't hear us. So that's very important. But another important part of the audio setup is you need to select which microphone are you using. So for example, here I have a lot of I mean equipment attached to my laptop. So I have this headset, I have a speakerphone. So again, these devices have different usage. So a speakerphone is good for conferencing if you have multiple people in the room. So this is good because this has like multiple pickups or microphones around the speaker. So it can pick up everybody in the room. But it's more silent if you're using a headset or like a microphone dedicated for yourself. The drawback is that when your wife is talking and she's here beside me, you can't hear her because I'm using a microphone just dedicated. It's directional, unidirectional. All right, and then selection of the speaker. Where do you want the sound coming from? Is it coming from the speaker or from the computer speaker or from the headset? So right now, I choose to run the speaker towards the computer so Leila can also hear what you're saying. But I set up my my headset as the source for the microphone, so you can hear me clearer. And then the good thing about that is if there are some background noises, like there's a lot of birds in this side of the house, so it chirps a lot, so we will try to avoid those, right? And that's the way how you set up your microphone. And then the video, so again, I have multiple cameras set up or plug into my laptop. I can use my integrated camera, which is coming from the laptop, or an NDI video, which is coming from another interface, or I'm using an iPhone as a laptop to my computer. So those kinds of stuff. But again, on a basic setup, you might be only seeing this from your laptop, right? Okay, so what's next our agenda? So audio, now we're going to the video. We've done that already. This is the most important part, right? How can we share the content or our PowerPoint or YouTube video, right? And it's very hard because once you share your screen, you uh, you don't see the participants, or you don't see the what's going on with on the other side of the screen, right? So in my case, what I do most of the time is I always set up like a two laptop like this. So one is for my sharing, and one is just to monitor, just to mimic what's going on the other side. For example, from your side, what do you see? So I also have a view of what the audience can see, right? So that's another way to do it. And but the best way to share a content is, let me do this, is to share a video instead of sharing a full screen. So let me just, right now, the 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 iPhone that I'm using is sharing a picture. That's why you see this, because I just want to show how you can play around with the view of your Zoom, if it's side by side or if it's a standard where you have all the videos or the thumbnails of the participants on the top, and then the sharing here. So that's why I show you this. But now let me show how to share a screen from a laptop. All right. So when you click that share button, it defaults to the basic, right? And then the first option that you see is just the screen. So if I show my screen, so whatever I do on my screen, you see it. So I don't want to do that, because if I do that, then I don't have a view of what's going on with the chat group or with the participants. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to share a portion of my screen, right? So what I do is I click advance, and then I click portion of the screen, and then I click share. And then, for example, I want to show a PowerPoint. So let's take an example of the PowerPoint that we use in one of our households. So what I'll do is I'll move this portion, or what they call a region of the screen, so I can resize this, right? I can make it smaller, I can make it bigger. So if I do this, what you're going to see in your screen, but not right now, you're seeing my full screen, but what I'm saying is the phone that's part of this meeting will only see this part, right? And then when I go to when I'm showing slide, this is the trick that I'm doing. So it might be different for other people, but if, for example, I have notes that I have written here, right, that I want to say, and then I can just like show it like this, because the audience won't see the notes that I have in here. They'll only see this portion that I'm sharing with the outline of green. So if we're going now for the worship, for example, and this is the music that we're going to play, right? So when I click this, so again, this might be another workshop that we need to have, how to use PowerPoint, how you embed a video, how you embed audio, or how to create some slides. We can have another workshop for this. But as an example, what I did here is Mike sent me a video link or a YouTube link of his music, and then I just embedded it in this PowerPoint. And then during our worship, what I'll do is I'll just click the play button here, right? Let's see if it plays. Okay, so it's playing. You might not hear the music because again, I'm not sharing this screen, right? So uh, that's how we do it. And then if the next song comes up, all I need to do is click this, right? And then play the next music. And then if the next music, so on and so forth. And then we go to the readings. So all they see is a full screen of what I'm showing here, but I have a control of what I'm going to show. And I have a control of, for example, I want to show the participants, right? So here I can put here the list of the participants. And if I have the power to mute or unmute during the worship, for example, I can mute them, right? Because it will make the sound distorted if people are talking at the same time. So here I have a view, and then what else that you can do here? Oh, another thing is if you are playing a music, for example, if you're sharing a music, there's an option here in the sharing. If you just scroll your mouse on the top and click on more, there's an option here that will say share sound. So if you click share sound, what it does is when you play a video coming from your laptop, will be shared to your audience. So even though you mute yourself, so it won't pick up whatever you're saying. It will only, the sound coming from the music will be the one that's only being played to the audience, right? And of course, after the worship, you need to remember that you need to unmute yourself. But again, that's just another way of doing it. But when you share the sound, you have the option to mute or unmute yourselves. But better not to mute yourself because you might forget to unmute, right? So it doesn't hurt is if you don't unmute yourself. All right. So next, what is the next agenda on our, let's see here. Okay, let me increase this so you see what I'm showing. All right. Again, you're seeing what everything on this laptop anyway. Content sharing, computer sound, tools. So we have the breakout rooms, we have the chats, we have the polls, and other tools. But again, some of the other tools are dependent on your account. So if you're using just a free account, some of the tools might not be available. So like for example, the pools, I think it's only available on certain accounts. But the breakout rooms, I think if you have a basic account, you have the option to do breakout rooms, right? So I'll just show you how to do that. Let me stop sharing on this one. All right. So breakout rooms, right? You have an option here. So you can assign automatically. You just like, for example, there are 50 people, you just divide it into 5, then just put 5 in here, then it will divide the 50 into 10 people per group, right? So those are some of the tools that we can do. But again, let's stick with the basic, right? Number one is people need to hear you clearly. So if you're not hearing me clearly today, I'm not doing a good job. So that's number one. Number two is your video background. So again, here, for example, I have a background of a missing television because it was broken, right? So, but you have an option on how to hide those. So one way is using the background, the virtual backgrounds, right? So I'll show you here. Just click this arrow up here, and then choose virtual background, right? And then let me put this on the side. And then here you can choose the San Francisco, what's this? Oh, Golden Gate. Or you can choose this. So see, it changes the background. Or my favorite, I have a studio here. So if you haven't seen this, just come over and we can play. Just kidding. I don't have that. You can put a flag or whatever logo on your back, right? So those kind of stuff that you can do, and then you can use some effects. So I can put, for example, a good eyebrow, see, or I can put a mustache or horseshoe. What is this? See, ooh, that's cute. Anyway, so I think those are the things that you can do. You can put filters, video filters. See, you can. There's a lot of stuff that you can do here, but again, these are just cosmetics that you can do. But number one is audio, video, and how you share, right? So when you share, you can share the audio from your computer, or you can share, for example, an interface. If you have a digital mixer that you can connect and you want to play live, those kind of settings that you can have. All right. So I think that's it from my side. So if you have some questions that probably we can tackle if the time is not too late, or if we can have another session to use for the advanced tools, then we can schedule another session.